Hey there! Today, we're diving into a debate that sits at the very heart of how we chase our biggest dreams. Is it raw, natural born talent that really gets you to the top? Or is it something else, something much more in our control? We're going to explore the incredible power of consistency. Okay, so let's jump right in. We all know the stories, right? We hear about these prodigies, these natural born geniuses all the time. But is that flashy, raw talent actually the key to long-term, lasting success? Or is the real secret something a little quieter, something more dependable? That's the big question we're tackling. And this really sums up how we tend to see things, doesn't it? Over here, you've got talent. It's like a bolt of lightning. It's fast, it's exciting, it's glamorous. And then there's consistency, kind of like its slow and steady cousin. It's earned, it's methodical, and let's be real, most people think it's just plain boring. But is that really the whole story? To really get to the bottom of this, we first have to break down an idea that has a huge grip on our culture, this whole myth of talent and our obsession with the overnight success. And this right here is the absolute core of the myth. We love to celebrate the finish line, the big IPO, the best-selling novel, the championship trophy. We see that one shiny moment and we call it talent, but we totally ignore the thousands of steps it took to get there. Think about it. Stephen King's first book, Carrie, was rejected 30 times. We see the success, but we completely miss the mountain of unseen work, the rejections, the rewrites, all that tedious practice that actually made it happen. And this obsession with natural ability leads us to a really fascinating and kind of counterintuitive idea, the talent trap. It's this notion that being labeled talented can actually end up being a major disadvantage. A psychological cage. Wow, that is such a powerful way to put it. I mean, think about it. If you believe your success just comes from some fixed gift, then every time you fail, it feels like a direct threat to who you are. And that fear can totally paralyze you. It stops you from taking the risks and doing the hard work that mastery actually requires. So what does this trap actually look like? Well, it often starts with complacency. That little voice that says, hey, I'm a natural at this. I don't need to practice as much as everyone else. Then that builds into a serious fear of failure, because if you fail, does it mean your gift is gone? This whole mindset completely discourages the very practice you need and builds what psychologists call a fixed mindset, that dangerous idea that your abilities are just set in stone. So if talent can be a trap, then what's the alternative? Well, it's time to talk about the real hero of this story, the simple, underrated power of just showing up. That is the true engine of consistency. This chart just illustrates the point perfectly. Look, talent gives you a head start. There's no doubt about it. You start at a higher level. But without that consistent work, you see how progress just flattens out. It plateaus. Meanwhile, consistency might start way down here, but that steady daily effort, it leads to exponential growth. And over time, it doesn't just catch up, it completely blows past that initial talent. Now, this isn't magic. It's simply the compound effect in action. It all starts with these tiny, almost unnoticeable daily efforts. At first, you can barely even see the progress. But then, those small wins start to build on each other, creating momentum. It's a feedback loop that gets stronger and stronger until, bam, you get that huge breakthrough that everyone on the outside calls an overnight success. But here is the absolute key. Consistency isn't just mindlessly repeating the same thing over and over. Its real power gets unlocked by something called deliberate practice. This isn't just going through the motions. It is focused, systematic work with the specific goal of getting better. It's asking yourself, how can I improve by just 1% today? It's repetition with intent. Okay, so let's tie all of this together and get to the final verdict here. In the long run, why does consistency win? This just lays it all out so clearly. Let's look at reliability. Talent can be fickle. It shows up when it wants to. Consistency? It's dependable. It's always there. For growth, we saw how talent plateaus while consistency just keeps compounding. And maybe the most important one, resilience. An ego that's built on talent is fragile. One big failure can shatter it. But the person built on consistency, they know setbacks are just part of the game. They learn from it, and they show up again the next day. So understanding all this is one thing, but actually applying it, that's what really matters. So let's pivot from the why to the how. Let's talk about starting your own momentum. And it all comes down to this one simple but incredibly powerful idea. You don't get to control if you're born with some natural gift for something. That's out of your hands. But consistency, that is always 100% of the time a choice. It's a decision you get to make every single day. And that is where your real power is. So I'll leave you with one final question to really think about. Forget about making some massive, life-changing overhaul right now. Let's think smaller. What's one goal you have? Maybe learning a language, getting in shape, writing that story. What could you achieve with just 15 minutes of focused, consistent effort every single day? Just think about that. Because the answer might just change everything for you.